She thought she had finally found the perfect husband, until she discovered a locked room inside their home, and the woman hidden behind that door knew a secret that could destroy her marriage. Before we dive deeper into this story, tell us in the comments where you're watching from. And if you enjoy emotional mystery and relationship stories, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who loves stories like this. Now, let's begin. Maya thought she had finally found the perfect husband. Daniel was kind, successful, patient, and the kind of man who always made her feel safe. After their wedding, he took her to his beautiful family home, a large, quiet house surrounded by tall trees and an old iron fence. It looked like something from a dream, but there was one strange thing about the house. On the second floor, at the very end of the hallway, there was a locked wooden door. The first time Maya asked about it, Daniel's smile disappeared. "That room is not for you," he said quietly. Maya laughed, thinking he was joking. "What do you mean?" Daniel looked at her for a moment. "Just promise me you'll never open that door." Something about the way he said it made her stop smiling. Still, she promised, and for several weeks she didn't think about the room. Daniel treated her wonderfully. He brought her breakfast in bed. He called her during lunch. He kissed her forehead before leaving for work. Everything seemed perfect. But sometimes, Maya noticed something strange. Whenever she walked near that locked room, Daniel became nervous, and on certain nights, he would disappear upstairs for several minutes. When Maya asked where he had been, he always gave the same answer: just checking something. She never questioned him, until one rainy Thursday night. Daniel had gone out of town for work. Maya was alone in the house. Around 2 in the morning, she woke up suddenly. At first, she didn't know what had awakened her. Then she heard it, a faint sound coming from upstairs. Someone was crying. Maya sat up in bed. She listened carefully. The crying stopped. Then she heard it again, a soft, desperate sob. Maya's heart began to beat faster. She grabbed her phone and quietly walked into the hallway. The house was completely dark. She turned on her phone's flashlight and slowly climbed the stairs. The crying became louder, and then she realized exactly where it was coming from. The locked room. Maya stood in front of the door. Her hand trembled. She remembered Daniel's warning: never open that door. But there was someone crying on the other side. Someone needed help. Maya tried the handle. Locked. She stepped back. Then she noticed something on the floor, a small key. Her heart stopped. She picked it up. For several seconds, she simply stared at it. Then she inserted the key into the lock. Click. The door opened. Maya slowly pushed it open. The room was almost completely dark. There were no windows, only a small lamp in the corner. And then she saw her. A woman was sitting on the floor. She looked exhausted. Her hair was messy, her face was pale, and there were tears running down her cheeks. Maya froze. "Who are you?" The woman looked up. For several seconds, she said nothing. Then she whispered, "You shouldn't be here." Maya took a step closer. "Who are you?" The woman looked directly into her eyes. Then she said something that made Maya's blood run cold. "I'm the reason Daniel married you." Maya couldn't breathe. "What?" The woman slowly stood up. "My name is Sophia." Maya stared at her. "Why are you locked in here?" Sophia looked toward the door. "Because Daniel doesn't want anyone to know I'm here." Maya's hands began to shake. "Who are you to him?" Sophia hesitated. Then she answered, "I was his fiancé." Maya felt like the floor had disappeared beneath her. His fiancé? Daniel had told her that he had never been seriously involved with anyone before. He had told her that she was the first woman he had ever wanted to marry. Everything suddenly felt like a lie. But Sophia wasn't finished. She looked at Maya with tears in her eyes. "Daniel didn't marry you because he fell in love with you." Maya's voice became barely audible. "Then why did he marry me?" Sophia walked closer. "Because of your father." Maya stepped backward. "My father?" Sophia nodded. "Your father ruined Daniel's family." Maya shook her head. "That doesn't make any sense." Sophia explained that years earlier, Maya's father had been involved in a business deal with Daniel's family. The deal had collapsed. Daniel's father lost almost everything. But Daniel believed Maya's father had deliberately betrayed his family. Daniel had spent years trying to get revenge. Then he met Maya. At first, he didn't know who she was. He simply saw a beautiful woman and began talking to her. But when he discovered her identity, everything changed. Sophia said Daniel had decided to marry Maya as part of his revenge. Maya felt sick. So our entire marriage. Sophia nodded. It was planned. My friend, what would you do if you discovered that the person you married had secretly planned the entire relationship? Would you confront him immediately, or would you stay quiet and investigate first? Tell us what you would do in the comments. Then let's continue. Maya wanted to believe this was impossible. She wanted to wake up and discover it was all a nightmare. Then she asked the question that had been troubling her. But why are you here? Sophia lowered her head. Because I discovered the truth. She explained that she had been engaged to Daniel before Maya came into his life. When she discovered Daniel's plan, she confronted him. She threatened to expose everything. But Daniel locked her inside the room. Maya stared at her in disbelief. You've been here this whole time? Sophia nodded. For months. Maya's eyes filled with tears. She wanted to believe Sophia was lying. But something inside her told her that the woman was telling the truth. Then Maya heard footsteps downstairs. Sophia's face suddenly changed. He's back. Maya's heart jumped. What? Daniel. The front door slammed downstairs. Maya looked at the doorway, then back at Sophia. What do we do? Sophia grabbed her hand. Listen to me carefully. You cannot let him know that you found me. They quickly turned off the light. Maya stepped into the hallway and closed the door behind her. She had barely reached the stairs when Daniel appeared. He looked surprised to see her awake. Maya? She forced a smile. I couldn't sleep. Daniel walked toward her. Then he looked upstairs. His eyes narrowed. Were you up here? Maya's heart raced. No. Daniel studied her face. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then he smiled. Come downstairs. Maya followed him. But now she was terrified. Every word he said sounded different. Every smile felt fake. Every touch reminded her of what Sophia had told her. That night, Maya pretended everything was normal. But while Daniel slept, she searched through his study. She found an old box hidden behind some books. Inside were photographs, letters, documents, and finally, a photograph of Maya's father standing beside Daniel's father. Maya looked closer. Behind the photograph was a handwritten note. She read it slowly. Daniel, your father knew the truth. Maya's father did not betray him. Maya's heart stopped. She kept reading. The business failed because Daniel's father secretly moved the money. Maya covered her mouth. Daniel's family had not been betrayed by her father. They had destroyed themselves. And Daniel didn't know. Or maybe he did. Suddenly, Maya heard footsteps. She quickly put everything back. Daniel entered the study. He stared at her. What are you doing? Maya turned around. I was looking for you. Daniel smiled. But this time, Maya could see the fear behind his eyes. What did you find? Maya didn't answer. Daniel stepped closer. Tell me. Maya looked directly at him. Who is Sophia? His face changed instantly. The silence answered her. Daniel knew. Maya's voice broke. You lied to me. Daniel tried to explain, but Maya interrupted him. You locked a woman in our house. She betrayed me, Daniel said. And you married me for revenge? Daniel said nothing. Maya began to cry. Did you ever love me? Daniel looked at her. For the first time, his expression changed. Yes. Maya stared at him. I loved you before I knew who your father was. And by the time I discovered the truth, it was already too late. Maya didn't know whether to believe him. Then Daniel said something unexpected. Your father wasn't responsible. Maya froze. You knew? Daniel nodded. I found out 3 months ago. Then why didn't you tell me? Daniel looked down. Because I was afraid you'd leave. Maya stared at him. So you kept Sophia locked away? Daniel closed his eyes. I was afraid she would expose me. Maya realized something. Daniel had been lying to everyone. But there was still one question. If you knew my father was innocent, why did you keep pretending? Daniel didn't answer. Maya walked past him. She went upstairs. She opened the locked room. Sophia was still there. But this time, Maya didn't see an enemy. She saw another woman who had been trapped by Daniel's secrets. Maya unlocked the door. Come with me. Sophia looked at her. Where? Anywhere away from this house. The two women walked downstairs together. Daniel stood in the hallway. He didn't stop them. As Maya reached the front door, Daniel called her name. Maya. She turned around. He looked broken. I really did love you. Maya wiped the tears from her face. Maybe you did. She paused. But love without truth is not love I can live with. Then she walked away. Months later, Maya discovered the full truth. Daniel's father had indeed caused the financial disaster that destroyed his own family. Daniel had spent years blaming the wrong person. His desire for revenge had destroyed his relationship with Sophia, and then it nearly destroyed his marriage too. Maya never returned to that house. She started a new life, and Sophia did the same. Two women, who had once been connected by the same man's lies, became friends. And Maya learned one lesson she would never forget. Sometimes, the person you trust the most is the person whose secrets you should have questioned first. Now I want to hear from you. If you were Maya, would you forgive Daniel after discovering the truth, or would you walk away forever? Tell us your answer in the comments, and don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the story. And if you love emotional mystery stories filled with secrets, betrayal, love, and unexpected twists, stay with us, because another story is coming soon. And remember, sometimes the truth is hiding behind the door you were warned never to open. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next story.